Good morning, everybody. Yes, unmute. Today, welcome to today's Expert Insight webinar. We are taking our second part of our journey to Portugal. As we all know, the Golden Visa program is undergoing a number of changes that will come into being on the 1st of January. And therefore, we are putting a real focus on the opportunities that Portugal has to offer at the moment and what that means for you if you're looking to both invest or emigrate, making use of the benefits of the Golden Visa program. So before we get going, I think let me just run through a bit of housekeeping. On the bottom of your screen, you will see a button that says chat. That will then, if you click on that, that will open up the chat box. So what we have here today is we have a number of panelists and experts around the area of Portugal, but in the background, we have consultants that will be able to assist you with any of your questions that you might have. So please feel free to post the questions. This is really that opportunity to unpack some of the information that you've been really wanting to ask. So also during the course of our webinar this morning, there'll be a number of polls. If you could please just answer that poll. Once you've done that, you can click on the red toggle on the corner and it will send the poll away. For the panelists, you obviously can't answer the poll, so please just click on the red corner and the poll will be out of your line of sight. So moving forward, we have 45 minutes to really unpack what is a wonderful opportunity here. So we're going to be looking at a number of properties in the three key areas that will undergo changes with the Golden Visa program. So on the panel this morning, we have the project manager at Christies Portugal, Antonio Pierres, who is going to give us a bit of an overview of what Portugal has to offer. And then we've brought along three area specialists looking at Lisbon, Oeiras, and Cascais, and we're going to really unpack those three specific areas. So let me get going. Antonio, let me hand over to yourself.
Hi, Jamie. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with all our team in order to give you an understanding about Portugal. This is a sequence of webinars. We had a first one a few weeks ago where we have explained about the benefits of Portugal, starting from being the third safest country in the world until all the beauty and that you can have here in Lisbon and the lifestyle, of course. And we also spoke on the previous webinar about the legal aspects of the Golden Visa. The Golden Visa, it's a process by which you can have residence and citizenship in Portugal and benefit of the entire EU through purchasing a property. So like we said, at the end of the year, they'll suffer some changes, not in the visa itself, but on the kind of property that you'll be able to purchase. As such, we are now on this webinar presenting you the options, like just an idea, a sample of a few key areas, those main areas that will suffer changes. So that you have an idea of what is available, and it's just simply an idea. We have hundreds of properties, but we're giving you an idea of what you can get in which area. And if you have any questions, if you missed the previous webinar as far as the legal aspects, we'll try to answer you on the chat box, or you can approach us through State Living. You can, through them, have a meeting with us one-on-one on Zoom, and we can clarify and help you through this process. So this webinar, we're going to speak about the three areas, Lisbon, Oeiras, and Cascais, and we're going to have three consultants specialized on these areas who are going to introduce you, give you an idea of these three areas. So there are three very distinct areas, Lisbon being a city, cosmopolitan, safe, with everything available to you. Oeiras being an intermediary place, but only a few minutes away. It's more like a hub of a technical many companies, commercial, and then Cascais, only 30 minutes away, but you have a completely different lifestyle with golf courses, houses with big gardens. So we're going to unpack all this to you now with the three consultants, starting with Tiego Reis and Lisbon. We'll start by showing you a little bit of each area with a little video, then we'll show you the properties. So we'll start now with Lisbon.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Antonio, for the introduction. I'm about to speak a little bit about Lisbon and a quick run through about some options. Lisbon is the capital of Portugal. It's a cosmopolitan city. We have all kind of neighborhoods, more classic, charming neighborhoods, and also we have a more modern part of the city. It's one of the safest cities in the world. And from the city center, it's just 10 minutes driving to the airport or 30 minutes from Cascais. Following the first option that I'm going to introduce you on the next slide, I'm going to introduce you three options that they are located in somehow in the three different locations. And I'm going to introduce you the first one on the next slide. It's located in Chiado. It's a very charming and classic neighborhood and one of the most primest parts of the city. This option, for example, it's located on the second floor. It's facing south. It was totally renovated in 2017. It has a very high ceiling height with 4.5 meters. One of the bedrooms it's in suite and has a mezzanine that takes advantage of the ceiling height to create an additional space. Between the living room and the bedrooms, there is a small room with a generous area which allows the creation of an extra space or an extra living space. It's where we call it the +1. The +1 basically it's an extra division. It's not a bedroom because it doesn't have any windows. Okay, so that's why we have a 2+1. Okay, and on the top of this building there is a common terrace that you can access and enjoy the river view that this building offers. Okay, that is common to all the residents. Okay, this is one of the options. The next one, it's very central and it's located on the second floor as well. It has 2 suites and a balcony with 20 square meters all the apartment it connects with the balcony, so it has a very nice layout, and it's just a couple of minutes walking to the main avenue of Lisbon, so it's a nice option to invest or to live in. The next one, it's located in Alcântara. Alcântara, it's a part of the city that it's evolving these days. We have this charming apartment that it has two fronts, as you can see here in the picture. It's a 2-bedroom. It has plenty of natural light. It was totally, the building, it was fully renovated, so it's basically almost brand new. It was fully renovated in 2018. It's a charming option in a location that it's evolving currently. Now I'm going to show you 3 developments that we are currently promoting in 3 different parts of the city. The district, the first one, it's located in Parque das Nações. It's a place, it's a more modern part of the city. It's where we have the Expo event in 1998. This is one of the options that it's a condominium with full service, with swimming pool, garden, gym. It's going to have 4 blocks with a total of 219 apartments. All the apartments, basically almost all of the apartments have balconies, and from the 6th floor you can have already river view, and it's just 9 minutes or 10 minutes driving from the airport, 9 minutes walking to Marina. Parque das Nações is also where it is located, the main casino of Lisbon. You have international schools in this location. A new one is currently being built, a new international school. This condominium, so it has a very strategic location with a lot of dynamics. Okay, the next one I'm going to introduce you. It's the Aurora project. Aurora project, it's in the city center of Lisbon, just a couple of minutes walking to the main avenue. It's a more classic Portuguese architecture style, and it consists in 36 apartments. Some of them they have balconies as well, with garage. On these days, the developments are being prepared as well to have all kind of modern amenities. And this one, for example, will have plug charge for electric cars. It's going to be completed in late 2023, and one of the best locations to live in the city center of Lisbon, just a walking distance to the metro and to the main avenues of Lisbon. The next one, it's located in Chiado. Like I said before, it's one of the most prime parts of the city. This project, it's also more classic and more charming. It goes more with the Portuguese architecture. All the developments will be handed turnkey with kitchen with full equipment, air condition. So this option, it has apartments, and some of them They have big terraces with 20 and 30 square meters. On the last ones, they are townhouses on the top floor that you can have river view and enjoy our sun that we have most part of the year, and you have plenty of space to have lunch or a dinner very comfortable. Some of these projects are currently under construction. This South Chiado, it will be completed in August 2022. We have from studios until 4 bedrooms options.
Thank you very much, Tiago. Just a quick question before we move on to college, the next area that we were going to discuss. So whether you're purchasing an existing property or you're buying into a development, does the actual financing process remain the same? So you need to put down a deposit and then you make payments as the development unfolds. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. We have thanks for asking, Louise. It's basically you have a payment structure that goes along with the construction. So it's you always have a down payments that's normally during the construction you pay more or less 40%, 50% of the value of the property. And when the property is finished, it's completed, and all the use permits are issued, you pay the remaining percentage on the final deeds. Okay, so it's one of the best options to invest because you have a payment structure that goes along with the construction. And
Tiago, does that payment structure still enable you to get the benefits of the Golden Visa program?
Yes, some of the developments, they have to have certain requirements to be eligible for the Golden Visa. On the first down payments, if the client make a deposit with 500,000, that allows to the client to apply for the Golden Visa. Okay, on the project that it is under construction. However, like I said, that we can explain better in a one-on-one meeting, that some of the projects they have to have some requirements to be eligible for the Golden Visa with the payment structure.
And my last question before we move on, for an individual that's looking at Lisbon as an option, what's the lifestyle like there?
Well, here it's very dynamic. It's very, how can I say, Lisbon, it's the capital of Portugal. Currently, we are seeing, we are getting back to normal. People are coming back to the office. We also have a very good dynamic because we host the big tech conference in Europe, for example, the Web Summit, and that gives us a very dynamic lifestyle in Lisbon where you can relate with people from all ages and for different purpose that they are here. Young people that they move here and they are working, or oldest people that they are just retired and they are just enjoying the lifestyle of Lisbon.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for giving us a bit of an overview of what the property options are. Obviously, Christies has a number of properties available that go outside of those price ranges on either side. So if you do want to find out more information about Lisbon, then Tiago's your man. And if you can, or pop your questions in the chat box and we'll continue to answer them. So moving along the coastline, still staying within one of the key areas, we are looking at, and I'm going to get this wonderful word right before this webinar is over. Oeiras. No, I can see I got a thumbs up. Okay. Well, thank you so much. So Carla is here. So we're going to play a quick video just to give you an idea of what it looks like, give you a feeling of the environment. These videos are really beautifully produced, so it gives you a really good understanding. And then Carla's going to take us away from there. Clem, if you'd like to put the video on.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carla Candais, and as you saw on the video, Oeiras is right in between Lisbon and Cascais. I guess at this time you are seeing yourself living here, right? Well, I'm going to give you a quick idea of what you may purchase in Oeiras. Please, you can put the slide. Thank you. Well, you've got a T4+1 in South Africa. In South Africa, I think you use it as 4 bedrooms plus study. It is localized in middle floors for 600,000 euros. I think you can see it on the map. And where is it? It's like in the doors of Lisbon, right next to Lisbon. You got a more type of city life where you get nearby the shopping centers, trades, and services. It's also a residential area, and it's got a lot of multi national companies that does that a place that is very interesting to live in and to invest. It's got lots of services, as I said, and you got the transports, everything nearby. You can change the slide, please. Then, I'm sorry. This is the one I was speaking about. It's the T4+1, the study one, but you can go through the other slide. It's just the one I talked to you about. This one is in Pastarcos. It's a private closed condominium. It's got a sea view from the rooms. It is composed by 2 suites and 1 bedroom. It's a walking distance to services, good restaurants, schools, train station, and the coastline. It is a recent building. It's from 2018. And it's next to a big municipality park that you can have nice walks, read a book, get some fresh air. This apartment in specific has got 2 parking spaces and a storage. I forgot to tell you that all the apartments, all the properties I'm going to speak about are nearby international schools, okay? You can go to the next one, please. This is a 1-bedroom apartment. It is in a residential area. It's got all the services nearby, and you're nearby 2 centers, Center of Oeiras and Center of Pastarcos. It's also inserted in a developing area. So, and it's a very calm place, but with everything nearby, schools, services, centers of cities, and nearby the sea, the train station. And we can go to the next one, please. Here are some developments that are under construction. I'm going to present you 3 of them. One of them is Bugio Terrace. It is right in waterfront on the coastline. They have TOs to T4s, the topologies. There's only 3 units left at the moment. You got T2 T2s and 1 T3. It's a walking distance to the beach. You just get out of house, cross the road, and you're on the beach. And it's got a pool in the rooftop. That pool is for all the condominiums. It's a small little building. It only has 9 units. And the end of construction is going to be in January 2022, almost there. Can you pass the slide, please? Well, this is one of the biggest exclusive and luxury condominiums we're going to have in Oeiras. It's like 100 meters walking from the beach. All the units have got full sea view. The plot is 11,000 square meters, and over 6,000 square meters is green areas. You've got typologies from T3 to T5, and 8% is sold out. The construction ends in February 2024, and the finishes are lots of luxury. Please. Then we've got Turquesa. Turquesa is very next to city life. It's like 10 minutes driving to Lisbon. We've got typologies from TO to T4 plus 1. Plus 1, as I said before, is a study, T4 plus study. It's composed by 61 units, and at the moment there are around about 14 left. The apartments are facing a green central square because they do a block, and all of them face the central square. It's a step walking away from the river, and the end of the construction is in August 2023.
Thank you so much. Oh, that was went very well. Thank you. So just a couple of questions. Obviously, I've actually got two burning questions. The one is, if you're looking to retire to Portugal, is there an area that, if we just looked at Lisbon, which is quite a high density area, where now it looks like there's a bit more green spaces, and it looks maybe perhaps a lifestyle that's more suited to a family or retiree. Is that the case, or is it sort of very much based on you as a person, your personality?
Well, you're speaking about retirement, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I will be suspicious because I would say Oeiras. It depends on the lifestyle. In Oeiras, you've got the best of the two worlds. You've got city life very next to you, but you have a nice and calm life in Oeiras. Oeiras also has a more beach line, and then you've got the places where it's more calm. So it depends on what you look for. I think in between Cascais and Oeiras for retirement is good, but there are people that are retired that want movement. So Lisbon is the place, I guess.
So tell me as well, so, you're mentioning a couple of developments that are under development at the moment. Tiago mentioned that there is a payment strategy that goes with the development. So, if you're living far away from Portugal, you're living in South Africa, when you first make your purchase due to the timelines, how as a South African, do you get those kind of guarantees and the security that that development is going to be rolling out? And what services does Christies offer to South Africans?
Well, regarding to the construction and the security that you have, how you know how the project is going on, normally we inform the client and we pass by the stage of every process. So imagine the structure is being done. The client will be properly informed that the structure is being done. So Christies goes along with the project all the time and keeps the clients informed about it. So they will always be sure what is the next move and what is happening. And normally there's a bank line that also controls all the things that are going on. The money, imagine your client needs financial help with the bank line with the promoter will release the money when the promoter is doing the things that are supposed to be done. Understand? I think I've been clear.
Yeah. So you're finding that if you are looking at financing the project, that the bank is involved in the releasing of those funds based on a production schedule. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're looking, I noticed that some of the properties that you mentioned were under the 500,000 euro threshold. So if you're looking to invest in a property, not necessarily live there, are there services that Christies offers that can help with renting that unit out on your behalf?
Yes, we've got a department. I only do the sales, but our Christies has got a department just for rental. So what happens, we give all the help that is needed and we pass the contact through to our specialized department of rentals. And from there on, they will help the client out. So everything can go out in the same place in Christies. Okay.
Okay, and then so just last question before we move on to Cascais. If you are looking to retire to the area, what is the medical facilities like? Are there? I know you mentioned that there are a number of international schools, and I assume that there are English language medium schools. But for an aging community, is the hospital network quite secure?
Well, I think that as soon as you've got your Portuguese citizen card, you are automatically, you can go to our public hospitals. I've been to many places, and I really think Portuguese health is quite good. And we are very well provided by health and doctors. So yeah, I think it's okay.
Okay.
Pretty good.
You're all still here. So
yeah, I'm
good.
still here, alive and kicking.
Okay, thank you so much, Carla. And we're going to move on to our last but not least, a very, very, very beautiful area, and Cascais. And to be honest, where I saw my dream home when we were putting this presentation together. Anna, thank you so much. I see you patiently waiting and definitely nodding when I spoke about healthcare. So obviously you agree with that statement that there is sufficient medical support in both these areas if you're looking from a retirement perspective. But Anna, let us put a video on. It's going to give us an overview of what the area looks like, and you will see why I immediately fell in love with it. And then we're going to hear about what property options. And again, folks, these are just a sample of properties that are available. As you can imagine, Christies has got a very wide portfolio and would definitely be able to assist you if you were looking for something similar. Or sorry, I actually had one more question, and maybe Anna, you could address this in your presentation. We haven't mentioned pets, and it would be nice just to add in if these, I mean, apartments is maybe slightly different, but if we do find that these communities allow for pets. Thank you, Anna.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here sharing some information about Cascais region. I would just like to mention a few things that I think it's important to understand about this region, is that Cascais region goes all the way from Oeiras to Cascais town. In other words, so you have many towns along the coastline, and all these towns belong to Cascais municipality. Then we do have Cascais town, which is the biggest town. Then we have Estoril town, which is very connected to Cascais, and then all the other towns along the coastline. All these towns are different in terms of lifestyle, in terms of charm and beaches. There are many beaches along the coastline, and they're all different. They're ideal for water sports. Another thing that's important is the infrastructures of this region. We have private hospitals and private health clinics, and we also have a fantastic public hospital and public health clinics along these towns. Our medical system is really good. We feel very safe with our doctors. We are very well assisted, and it's really good. It's very well equipped, highly qualified staff. Another thing that's very important along this coastline is the international schools. We have many international schools, and that's why it's become one of the most chosen destinations for a lot of foreigners, a lot of people from all over the world, because we have English-speaking schools, many of them with different type of educational system, and we also have schools, German schools, French schools, Spanish, Swedish. So there are many foreign communities, such as the Swedish community or the Brazilian community, people that are coming over and they really, they feel safe. One of the questions that I noticed there, why choosing Portugal and not another country? And this is important to highlight the fact that apart from having golf courses, a great quality of life, which we do have, great infrastructures, is the people. The Portuguese people welcome the foreigner. They all have, especially the younger generation, they have in schools, English subject is compulsory. So everybody practically speaks English. And even those who don't speak, who are not fluent, they make an effort to speak. So when they see a foreigner, they try to help, and they try to solve any problem that you have. And that, I think, is one of the main reasons, apart from the security and the beauty of the beaches and the quality of life. Moving on now to the properties we have here. Of course, as it's been said, we've got a lot of sample, this is just a sample. But if we're talking about Cascais town and Estoril town, these two towns were the choice of destination in the past for the royal European families and aristocratic families. So obviously, this is considered the Riviera of the Portuguese Riviera, the Lisbon Riviera. But we have different types of properties here. We don't just have prime location and incredible, beautiful big houses. We also have apartments for different prices. So if we go on to the first option here, we can go on to this one. This one is obviously one of the most emblematic projects. It's right in front of the sea in Cascais Center. So you don't need a car here. You walk to the beach, you can take the train to Lisbon. It's only 30 minutes. You also have the highway, which is 30 minutes. And this apartment is, sorry, I just got lost a bit. Okay, so it has panoramic sea view, incredible high quality finishes, and the price is 2,700,000. Another thing that's important to say is the security. You will notice that most of the properties here, houses or apartments, they have an alarm system. It doesn't mean that there is an issue about that, because usually hardly anything people don't have a problem with burglaries or that, but it's just a preventive measure. Okay, so going on to the next property. Okay, just to give you an idea, this is a totally different property. We're talking about, it's not on the seafront, it's about 4 kilometers from the beach, but it's about 7-minute drive. So it's close by, it's close to the motorway. It's a brand new apartment, a 3-bedroom unit for 360,000, 90 square meters. They all have access to balconies, parking area, outside parking for 3 cars, 3 bedrooms, one master suite and other 2 bedrooms sharing a bathroom. Going on to the next property. Okay, this is a totally different style. This is more like a surface, sort of together with a traditional touch of Portuguese houses. It was totally refurbished. What's interesting about this house is because it's also 5 minutes, not even that, 4-minute drive to the beach, about 20-minute walk to the beach. It's close to shops, close to health clinics, supermarkets, and all that. And this house was an old house, which was converted into a residential home. And it has a sort of a workshop, a big, you can see on the right-hand side at the top, a big room, which used to be a surface workshop. So it's quite interesting. It's got a different layout from the normal conventional house. It has 2 patios, and this patio that you see here connects the main house to the surface workshop, which is quite big. It's a big space, 70 square meters, where in the past they used to have to be open to the public and to sell surfboards. And this property is 850,000 euros. Going on to the next slide. Okay, here we're talking about developments. One thing that you will notice is that at this stage, we have a lot of developments under construction. So most of these developments will be completed in 2 years' time, or maybe in 1.5 years' time. And you will also notice that all these projects are being sold off plan. If a project is completed and if the units are not sold, that's a bad sign. Okay, so all these projects are sold off plan. By the time they are finished, and especially for investors, you can resell, and there's always a demand. And that's one of the things that I want to tell you. All these projects that we have here, once it's completed, they will always be resold and resold and resold. And I can say from experience, I've been in this market for many years, and it happens over and over again. So, and the reason for this is basically because this region, there isn't much space to build. You don't have a lot of space. You may get some space more inland, but as you come closer to the shore, you don't have space to build. And the demand is getting higher and higher. So in terms of, we can start with the first development, which is Green Hill. Okay, this is in a fantastic location in Estoril. So it's like 15-minute walk to the beach and to the train station. You've got shops around you. This used to be the destination, again, of choice for European, especially during the Second World War, or even before, for the European aristocracy. So you will find around this project a lot of big traditional Portuguese houses. It's a really quiet place, a lot of green around. Also, another thing that's important is to obviously mention the golf courses, ideal for retirement, if that's what you're looking for. Golf courses, tennis clubs, a lot of, beaches, very quiet, but yet with the basic infrastructures that you need on your daily life. So this project includes 12 units. It's already under construction and it will be completed by next year around this time. What makes this project interesting is because some of these units have their own private garden and their own pool. It's a small pool, but it's very pleasant. So you don't feel that you are living in an apartment building full of boxes, full of units. You feel like you're part of a villa. The finishings are really high standard. That's another point of these new projects. All the new projects that we've all been mentioning to you, in our days, they are really highly, in terms of construction, it's really high quality in terms of thermal and sound, thermal and sound insulation. Also, the finishes are really modern and very high quality. About this, sorry, just to say about the prices, just to give you an idea, prices here in this development for a 1-bedroom unit, we're talking about 698,000, and this is like 1-bedroom unit with 100 square meters, which is quite big for 1-bedroom unit. 2-bedroom units, we're talking about 900,000, and 3-bedroom units around 1,200,000. And then, of course, we have the penthouses, which range from 1,900,000 to 2,200,000 euros. Could we pass on to the next slide? Thank you, Clem. Okay, this one, very charming, very elegant development. Again, and the construction, it will be finished in a year and a half. Prices here are a little bit higher. We're talking about units that are much bigger. This is ideal for families, for people who want to live here and to be close to the beach. So you just 2-minute walk to the beach. You've got an infinity pool outside, infinity pool. We've got indoor pool, sauna, gym. And of course, the surroundings of this area is really lovely, very elegant. It's very traditional houses. That's why the roof of this project, as you can see, it's different. It's not that modern straight lines. It's more traditional style, so that it blends in with the landscape. In terms of prices, we're talking about different prices here, from 2,200,000 up. But then again, we're talking about big surface areas. All these surface areas do not include terraces or balconies. So apart from the private gardens and apart from big balconies, we've got 187 square meters to 316 square meters. And some of these units do have sea view. Another thing that's important to say is the quality of life that we have here. We can have the choice of going down to the beach. We can go to Lisbon, take the train or the car, and we're in Lisbon in 30 minutes and go and see, go to the museums, whatever. And we can also, we are very autonomous here. We don't need to go to Lisbon unless we want to go. We've got everything here. I mean, I live in Cascais, I live in this area, and I just don't go to Lisbon. We've got everything. We've got great shopping malls. We have, we've got great health clinics. Another thing that's important to say is all these health clinics, all these hospitals, you do have doctors who speak English, and a lot of them are native English speakers, which is amazing. So you don't feel lost here. You feel like you're part of a community, and that's very important. I think going out, passing out. Okay, this is a different style. This is in one of those towns that I told you along the coastline of Cascais, and it's called Carcavelos. It is very close to a very well-known British school, which is St. Julian's School. We are within 5 minutes, let's say 7-minute walk to the beach. It's a gated condominium under construction. It will be completed in 2 years' time. And the apartments here, the prices are different. We're talking about a two-bedroom, about 500,000 to 600,000 or 700,000, and a 3-bedroom around 800,000, 700, 800,000. What makes this project interesting, different from the other buildings around this area, is that because it's a gated condominium, because it has great balconies facing the right way, facing the sun. Some of them have sea view, and they also have high quality finishes. And also apart from them, you've got the green area downstairs, you've got private gardens, you've got fitness circuit, gym, spa. So it's ideal for families. And then again, for the kids, you know, they can take the train, go to Lisbon, go to school, they can walk. Another thing that I wanted to tell you is the security. And that's why I mentioned kids. You can walk to school. Kids walk to school on their own. It is normal to do that. So it is safe. And that's one of the things I also wanted to tell you. And
thank you so much, Anna. That's a really wonderful a really wonderful showcase of the opportunities that Cascais offers, and nice to know that there is security in the children getting to school under their own steam, walking, catching the train, and as an array of services in the area. So we are coming to the end of our presentation today. Thank you so much to everybody who's attended, and you know, and all of the questions that are coming in through the question box, you know, throughout the course of the webinar. We please, if you would like to set up an appointment to discuss your personal needs and your personal requirements with the team, please contact either Jamie at Estate-Living or myself, Louise at Estate-Living, and we will be more than happy to connect you with the team and get that information to you. We are, as you know, if you are wanting to access the benefits of the Golden Visa program, we are kind of coming to the end for these key areas. So I'm sure you would want to know more information. Antonio, being the expert in the region and also a member of the Christies team, perhaps you would like to just close this presentation for us today, and then Clem, you can play that closing video.
Yes, thank you very much, Louise. So I hope you have enjoyed the presentation and you had a glimpse, an idea of what Portugal has to offer. The Golden Visa is one of the most popular ways of obtaining residence in Portugal and to the entire Europe. It's gonna, these areas are the most popular and they're gonna suffer changes. So at the end of the year, these areas will be excluded from the Golden Visa. So you have an opportunity until the end of the year to select one of these properties. This was just a showcase. We have many, many more properties. We can answer your questions. There were some questions there that maybe you couldn't be answered fully. You're welcome to contact us through State Living, and we'll be able to have a one-on-one Zoom meeting with you and an attorney to clarify all your doubts, clarify all your questions that you may have as far as investment, to know your exact property. Everything is available. There's different options. You have 50 Golden Visa or 500. You have non-habitual residence. There's a whole range of options for you, which we can clarify on a one-on-one presentation. So hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much. Have a good day.